7 with their self-titled EP. 6 tracks, 20 minutes, the debut EP from the US 3-piece, independently released November 2017. Self-produced in their own studio, and while this is a 2017 release, it was requested by the band that we give them a review after they found us via YouTube. On that note, they have a fair bit of interesting stuff on their own YouTube channel, so do check that out. Brendan's going to go first in this one.
It's interesting. Actually, I didn't know the information just said then that they've done it all themselves and self-producing their own studio. I thought it was a really, really polished. Yeah, for a debut EP, the performances were very polished. The mix and the production was very polished. If anything, I found it too polished for my liking. I mean, you can tell that these guys rock, don't get me wrong, but it just was a little bit too shiny for mine. I found myself sort of in the Three Doors Down kind of territory where I wasn't.
Yeah, what you mean, but I don't think I'd go that far with it though.
Yeah, look, great guitar sound. The solos were phenomenal. Rhythm section really dialed in. Vocals, again, I just found too clean. I'm sure if you saw these guys live, this guy would tear you a new one. You know, he had a hell of a voice on him, but I felt like he was being held back. They were trying to get everything to sound a certain way, that they were just going to be sort of nice and clean all the time. I'd love to see them live, and I reckon I'd probably change my opinion quick smart, because you can tell these boys can play. The songs are certainly there. They said it all came across a little bit too nice for mine. So look, I gave it 7.5 out of 10. The highlights were Where I'm Now, Other Side of Me, and Away From You.
May I?
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
Go for it.
I'm going to peek too early here, Andrew.
You have to turn that on, right?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so I actually did some research on this one.
Oh, here we go.
This one's really interesting. So, opening statement, ooh, I like this.
Really interesting.
Really rock. Really rock. Didn't have the party vibe that I got from some of the other bands we were reviewing, but I really enjoyed it. Modern, cool rock, I really liked it. Where I'm Now is a great opening track, rocking and fast, and then it soars. Sweet licks on this. So there must have been guitar, because I love some guitar. Stand Out, Away From You, and Tomorrow is a great ballad. Now, this is where it gets intriguing, because I actually dug on the great wide world web. Confused.
World Wide Web, even?
What you said. No, I'm really confused now, because as you indicated, there was an EP that was released potentially in 2017.
Well, this is that EP.
But when I dove down, it said there might be a full album in 2012, and most of the songs that we've just reviewed were on this full album, so I'm not quite clear what happened there.
I didn't come across that.
What's also interesting is digging deeper into this one, it looks like they kind of promote themselves as a cover band, and I've actually cut and pasted from the internet a snippet for you. The band. And this is on their bio on a couple of sites. Sorry if I'm digging into what you're going to raise.
No.
7:30 is a three-piece from southern eastern Pennsylvania that includes lead vocalist, bassist, guitars, vocals, drums, backing vocals. We perform a wide range of music from popular classics through to the current modern-day top 40. We are primarily rock, but also cover other genres like funk, country, pop, mix, and our own original music. We are known for being on radio stations, rah-rah. Yep. And going through their YouTube and stuff, there's a lot of like Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard and a lot of covers.
That's why I said there's a lot of interesting content in there.
And what was
a lot of behind-the-scenes
really fascinating is it sounds to me, and if I've got this wrong, please correct me. For what it's worth, I absolutely loved you. I gave you a 9 out of 10. So let me be clear. I loved your stuff. Their original stuff I thought was amazing. Yeah. I loved it. Really easy to listen to, really rocking, and there was ballads and there was guitar and there was vocals. It was like, oh yeah, it's there. But I'm like, I don't know if the cover stuff is a way to make an income or just keep performing when maybe money's not coming in from the originals. But I'm like, you don't need to cover, man. You're good the way you are.
Yeah, but covers will still be the easiest money to make and be able to sort of do things like fund their studio and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that's where, in my opinion, that's what most bands here and anywhere do these days, is you do a bunch of covers to pay the bills. How many people do we know in bands that do cover bands on the side of their originals? And so they're just doing the same thing under the same banner and bringing it under the one house. That's
Which
what
is how they used to do it.
Yeah, it's actually
In Excess did that. And Twisted Sister did that.
Yeah.
You know,
So just to confirm, I gave it a 9 out of 10. That's a really good score, and I genuinely appreciated their original stuff. I'm just not kind of clear on whether it's from 2017 or whether it's something that's older.
This was released in 2017. This EP was,
But it's a thumbs up. I love your stuff.
Cool. Go on, Dave.
Modern sounding hard rock, not the heaviest rock there is, but some great hooks to their songs, and when the guitar gets a chance to shine, it really tears it up. Some very cool solos and lead breaks. I think I'm very similar to Brendan on this one. I'm hearing a little bit of Disturbed in the vocal delivery on some of these songs.
Maybe the syncopation, perhaps.
Yeah, that's probably it. But radio should be all over this band, as they are overseas, it seems like, not over here.
They won't get it.
Dark and brooding with some shades of light. I do wonder if the excessive production dilutes the raw emotion on the music, though.
Not to me, but okay.
And that's just part of my age, I think. I prefer a cleaner sound when it comes to that, not with...
but funny thing is that, correct me if I'm wrong, we're all Def Leppard fans here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
you're not.
layer on top of that.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
Conform or die.
Get Joe on the phone. I'll
Pour
just
some
pour
sugar on it.
Well, we reference that as a song they actually cover.
Yep.
Overall, 7.5 out of 10, and The Other Side of Me was my standout.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, for me, this is very contemporary, modern, melodic hard rock. Really polished production. Actually sounds good. It's as good as anything out there from the majors. It's actually really done. It will stand up against things like your Nickelback or your Def Leppard. The production value for a self-produced record as well will stand up against those out there. It's got great layering, great trading and focus between the lead vocal and the lead guitar. They trade off well in that. It's a very tight sound, but it suits what they're doing. So it's very much a snapped to the grid kind of a band, but it suits the style. The drums and the bass are nicely captured. I love how the bass actually has to fill out the sound wall on this one. If these guys are available to do production for you, I'd recommend it because they fucking know how to get some good tones and get a good mix out of this stuff. It's impressive stuff. And the ear candy on the production of this is really good. I rate their production skills really fucking highly. Like, I know that some people don't like that much polish, but if you are that band, if you want to be that style of music, you should go to these guys for production, if nothing else. Like, it will get the spot. Very modern. It's one for the fans of the modern day hard rock that has a real polished sound with a bit of the pop sensibility going in there as well. If you don't like that stuff, you're not going to like this band, but if you do like that stuff, you will enjoy it. There's plenty of balls on this one though. I did find that there's plenty in there. Like, there's some great riffs, some driving rhythms. It's all balanced by a really nice vocal out front with some really well written hooks in there as well. And some great guitar work on this, I thought. Good solos that fit the songs really, really well. You're Everything, that song that's made for radio, and I don't know what it's like over in the US, but it's something that should be getting some serious fucking airplay. That song is made for it. It's a safe song that fits what radio looks for, with a great chorus and a great hook. It's a well-written song that I think pretty much anyone can appreciate. The acoustic balanced under it is really well done as well. Like, they did a nice job getting the acoustic in there. Memorable songs as well. They're stuck in your head. You'll be singing along to No Time, and in no time to these ones. It's really well written stuff. Great cross appeal as well. I played this stuff to Jody and Tori, and they got into it as well. And that's like opposite ends. We got the child coming through and the parent, and they both got into it. So I was like, okay, cool. They got a great big market share out there for this sort of music. And I wonder if a lot of this is written on acoustic then transferred to electric, because I reckon if they did acoustic sets, they could do it with this music without any problem at all. Good on repeat listens as well. Short and diverse. It's easy to keep spinning it. In my opinion, I reckon these guys would suit fans of things like Lazarus Mode or 6am. Those two bands would, I think, be the appeal factor here. It's a good little package. Great track diversity. Solid writing. Sounds great. I can't fault this one much at all. I'm going to be paying attention to these guys in the future. I reckon they could go really far on the back of this because, again, it's accessible to anyone, the radio in particular. And the more I listen to it, the more not only do I admire the writing, but I love the lyrics too. The stories being told and the songs actually have a fair bit to say when you get into them. Might be a little bit too pop out there for some. That Polish again might put some people off as well. But if you really break it down, this does have a track, I think, for everyone. Like I said, Jodie and Tori loved it as well. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Where I'm now, No Hurry, You're Everything. Those are my standout tracks. There's nothing bad on this at all. So that's our thoughts. Give us yours after you've checked it out for yourselves.